Hello and welcome to the Legacy Crusaders YouTube channel. This is Benji, and today I'm joined by Daimax. Say what up.
Hi, how's it going?
Welcome to the Play-by-Play series. I bring on a guest who knows what they're doing with the deck. They tell me what to do through a few games on YGOPRO. They have no control over the cards, so you have no choice but to tell me what to do. I'm going to try and be you, the audience, and ask the questions that you have about the plays that we are making. Now, this deck is really complicated with long combos, so I might not be asking quite as many play questions regarding the specifics of the combo line, but we will talk about a lot more of that during our opponent's turn and towards the end of the combo. Or if we're like making a fork between choices of what we're going to do. So briefly, we're going to do a quick card by card, tell you what's in the deck. If anyone has any interest in purchasing the cards, there is a TCGPlayer affiliate link in the description. And if you want to know more about specific combo lines, Daimax's channel is loaded with them. Recently just posting like the anti-shifter line, I think I just saw like the other day.
Yeah, the most recent one was pretty focused on dealing with shifter, because that's one of the major pain points of the deck is playing under shifters rough, especially because the simplest way to do so is a complete gamble. It does literally nothing to flu underease. And so you got to know the weird alternate routes that are that don't come up as often, but are still game winners in the situation where you know you're against cash.
Yeah, so I will be directing everyone over to your channel to make sure they follow up with that kind of thing if they want more detail. There is more detail to be had. So here's the quick card by card. We're on 3 Tribute Lanius. We're on 3 Bloom Vulture, which is one of the new ones. We're on 3 Noir Lanius. We're on 2 Fuzzy Lanius. 1 Heel Eagle, 1 Raider's Wing, 1 copy of Simorgh Bird of Perfection, 1 copy of Vanishing Lanius, 2 copies of Mimicry Lanius, and 3 copies of Strangle Lanius. For spells and traps, we're on Raidraptor Roost, which is new, 3 copies of Swallow's Cowrie, which I think is a TCG exclusive. We got 2 Thrust, 1 copy of Rise Rank Up Magic Raidraptors Force, 1 copy of... Yeah, it's a lot. 1 copy of Rank Up Magic Skip Force, which as far as I know is like the original way we were summoning, what's his name, Towers, Ulti Falcon. We got 1 Rank Up Magic Soul Shave Force, 1 copy of Glorious Bright, which is like, what's the word? Breakthrough skill for any card. And for hand traps, we're on 3 Valor, 3 Imperm, 3 Nib, the anti-hand trap Called by the Grave. In the extra, we're on 2 copies of Rising Rebellion Falcon, 1 Ultimate Falcon, 2 copies of Arsenal Falcon, 1 Revolution Falcon, 1 Brave Strix, 1 Raider's Knight, which is always treated as both a Raidraptor and a Phantom Knight card, 3 Force Strix, 2 copies of Wise Strix, a SP Little Knight, and Budget SP Little Knight Azalea, I believe is what it's being played for. It's like, it does like a similar function, at least I saw for your like anti-super poly line.
Yeah, it comes up a lot in the same contacts and contact P. Most of the time where you want both is in the context of board breaking, but Azalea really shined as a way to link off the Nibiru token. A lot of your extenders get turned off by the presence of a non-dark, non-winged beast, non-Raidraptor. Being able to just convert it into a body that immediately throws itself in the trash just gets... It solves a lot of gummy board states.
Gotcha, so... All right, that's cool. And I know I saw like super budget version, there was like a beat cop thing that was being played, right?
Yep.
All right. And then on the side deck, we're on 3 Ash, 1 copy of Pain Lanius, which I saw as part of the anti-shifter line. Oh, what happened? I didn't save the deck. This should be 3. We were discussing before if it would be 3 Droplet or 3 Dark Ruler. I think we're going to go with 3 Droplet. So
yeah,
let me put those in. We're on 3 Cosmic, 3 Magical Spring, 1 copy of Ascension. Wait, what is this? 7th Ascension. I've never seen this before.
This is a really weird card. It's Bulk Ultra out of Duels from the Deep. Basically, it searches any quick play rank up or Barian Spell Trap or 7th Spell Trap, but those search targets kind of suck. And then from the grave, if your opponent controls a monster from the extra deck, you can banish it, pitch a rank up magic in your hand, and it's basically transaction rollback. It's really weird, but basically it's a way to thrust for the next card, which helps a lot of the pain points Raptors have going second.
Okay, rank up magic Raptors Force. All right, cool.
Yeah.
You'll have to go into more detail as we side these cards in or out, or we'll discuss like the choices made in the deck list in 2 seconds. Let me just throw the droplets in.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't save it, so these went here, more or less. Okay, and before we proceed, is there anything about your choices in the deck list that other people may have differences of opinions on, or things you've tested that led you to where we are now with this list before we get going?
Absolutely. So there's a lot of things that could be different about this list. There's a lot of wiggle room in Raidraptors. It's interesting, despite how similar the end boards are. It's always like 3 towers or 2 towers and 1 soon-to-be towers. The ways that you get there change so drastically. This build in particular is a very standard list, just aiming to go first, do the thing, and do it well.
Just so everyone
So
knows, the intended do the thing is what, like 2 towers plus
yeah,
like the trap card
two
and
towers,
roost?
trap. Yeah, two towers, trap, roost, plus like a bunch of cards at the end. So I guess we'll start with weird ratios. A lot of people are very sold on playing more than one Raider's Wing, and I think that it's between Simorg and Helios. Yeah, there it is. It's a very good card. If you open Raider's Wing plus Bloom Vulture, you just like become the final boss. Like you get to just summon both without using your normal, and you just get to do full combo without committing to your normal or playing into either Imperm or Nib. One major pain point of the deck is that you have to pick which you want to play around and just pray that your opponent doesn't have it. But my main issue with playing more than one Raider's Wing is that Raider's Wing is an incredibly accessible card, but it's awkward to get out of your hand. Basically, it can only be a free summon if you already have the gas to make it Xyz, which means that you're never going to be special summoning it unless you're already playing into Nib anyway. So rather than trying to max out on a bad normal summon, I'm just playing the most amount of normal summons that still get me to wing and still like do the full combo with the same amount of investment that Raider's Wing would require, but have more utility elsewhere. So like Tribute Lanius is our one card starter, so that's why it's the normal summon we really want to draw. And Noir Lanius, while it isn't full combo on its own, it is still half a full combo through Droll, through like it gets you to Raider's Wing, it gets you everywhere you want, it gets you Heal Eagle, and Heal Eagle is a really important piece of your grind game. The next weird card is definitely Vanishing Lanius. It's between Mimicry and Simorg.
I did know what all these cards did and were called at some point, so I have a idea where they are. There's just so many, and they're all Lanius.
This card's like really, this card's really weird. Basically, it gives away a lot of information about like the contents of your hand, if that makes sense. But basically, the reason why I have it in here is because in a lot of hands where you're playing through boards, you have ways to get to this, and you're just staring at a hand of like duplicate names, like two, like let's say you have two, like maybe you have a Raider's Wing drawn, or you have like a Mimicry drawn, or like a copy of Fuzzy that you searched, like you drew Fuzzy and you had to use the summon effect. Vanishing just lets you get those out of your hand, and it comes up in weird situations. It's not like perfect, but it's better than the alternatives.
All right. And I think the biggest weakness to the deck has is like getting impermed on Raider's Night, I fear, unless you can summon it with Raider's Wing.
Yeah, it's real brutal if they imperm the Raider's Night. It gets really rough. For other weird things that people might not really understand or would justify an explanation, the rank up magic suite and the 7th Ascension package in the side. For rank up magics, 1-3, you only need the two. You only need Skip Force and Rise Rank Up. Those are the bare minimum that you need. Basically, Rise Rank Up is how you get into the rank 13, and Skip Force is how you get into Arsenal, and Arsenal is broken. As long as it has a Raidraptor under it, it's kind of made if it doesn't. Frequently, what I found in testing was that Tribute Lanius would like attack over an SP Little Knight, and I'd be like, oh, this is great. I can now full combo in main 2, and also I can use this other effect, because you don't care about a Raidraptor lock. Genuinely, you don't. If you get to a position where you have to lock yourself, you've either burned through most of their interaction, or more importantly, you've got the gas to win anyway. Like your board's going to win anyway. You don't care about the lock. I wanted a way to use the Tribute Lanius second effect, because if you resolve that, you are in a commanding position. You almost can't lose. And so to do that, I wanted a third rank up magic. So that way I could search the Rise Rank Up magic without losing out on search. Notably, Soul Shave Force, my third rank up magic, is not a quick play. It's not searchable with Tribute Lanius. This is intentional. For a bit, the third rank up magic was Raptor's Force, or it was Phantom Knight's launch, or not launch, Force, the one where you banish a bunch of cards from grave in the rank up.
Yeah, I vaguely know that one. I was at first I was thinking of the Kali Yuga one, which is a different one.
Yeah, I used to side into a Kali Yuga setup, but it's just not really worth it. But that's neither here nor there. I used to have that as my third rank up, but the Xyz lock was really awkward. I came to the conclusion that Soul Shave was the best third rank up magic because it fulfilled a series of deck building wants. I wanted a power spell that could potentially just break boards and kill people out of nowhere and force out interactions. I wanted something that was thrustable, and I wanted a way to play through Nib in the event that I have to play into it. And Soul Shave meets all those requirements. Basically, you can Soul Shave, going second, you Soul Shave like spent Raider's Knight that got negated by like, I don't know, Skull Guardian or something, or like a random 4 Strix into Revolution Falcon and just attack the full field and either kill them or clear their board. Going first, what you can do is if they nib you on Brave Strix, you can Soul Shave Force into the Brave Strix into Arsenal and just get to Arsenal anyways, and they get owned. You do miss out on the Ultimate Falcon because you have to detach to Special Summon unless you draw extenders, but that's okay because it means you're playing through the nib. Like, it's fine. And I really can't stress enough, Revolution Falcon is a broken card. Being able to attack the full field and zero everything out, it comes up so much. You haven't lived until you've copied this thing's effects with Rising Rebellion Falcon.
Really crazy.
I know, right?
All right. What about these other two in the side deck? That seems
Yeah,
interesting.
so these cards came about as an innovation to beat Promethean Princess. Oftentimes against Snake Eye decks, I would be breaking the board, I'd exhaust the on-field interactions, and then I'd only have the gas to make a rank 4. I'd make the knight, and then they'd just princess me and I'd be cooked. So what I did was I included a copy of 7th Ascension and Raptor's Force. What you do is 7th Ascension is there so that you can thrust for a quick play, basically. The effect to copy also does come up because it means you won't have to have had a destroyed copy. You won't have to have a Raidraptor that's been destroyed for Raptor's Force. Being able to cheat that activation condition is really nice. But basically what you do is you Raptor's Force a spent like 4 Strix into Brave Strix and just keep playing through negation, through the Princess Pop, through whatever you want.
Okay. Oh, and you mentioned, what's his name? Evil Swarm
Nightmare, yes. I ended up cutting the card. Raidraptor is a deck with a very tight extra deck. The flex slots here would be like Azalea. Azalea is what took its place of it initially. What I realized was that I just didn't want to gamble on it being cash over flu. I didn't want to gamble on... Basically, I found that I was extending into it rarely, and Azalea was just coming up more often. So that should be about everything that's questionable, that might raise some eyebrows.
Okay, so the more well-knowledgeable Raidraptor player would understand just about everything else without a problem, right?
Yeah, most of this is like super standard. Yeah, it's very normal. I guess like in terms of ratios, the second Arsenal, but like I explained that already by mentioning Soul Shaves.
All right, cool. So we're going to play a few games on YGOPRO. You're going to tell me what to do. I'm going to just do what you say. I'm going to ask questions, and then we'll come back at the end. If anything didn't come up, we'll try and address it there. Like if we don't get shifted, we might not talk about this so much. But also, everyone, please go to Daimax's channel and check out I think like the last 5 or 6 videos are like on Raidraptor stuff. It would be worth going to check out.
I think it's only like the last 2, but yeah, I'm trying to make more.
You'll see more. I first found it following up from like the MBT TMT. Right.
Oh, we just got someone.
All right. It's our everybody's arch nemesis player.
Yes, good old player. Ooh, this is a bit of a stinker. We're going to have to Cowrie into the 1-card combo, which you never really want to do. It telegraphs a lot. Oh, it's voiceless.
We also lost the dice roll, but we are up against something legit.
Yeah, this is a pretty rough hand for going second, honestly. Mind you, if we top deck either half of the Bloom Vulture Raiders Wing 2-card combo, we are just in money, but that is making some pretty rough assumptions. Post board, we're going to be completely comfortable against this, but right now, this is pretty tricky. So what I'm looking at in my hand, our opponent, we're not interacting with our opponent, obviously. So like, we can afford to take this time to just talk about the hand and like how I'm thinking. Roost is probably not going to come up. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to get to the point where we can use Roost well. But if we do, we're going to be using it to grab the Rise rank up magic because we already have Glorious Bright. But even outside of that, getting Glorious Bright going second is dubious. Skip Force is going to be very nice if they let us stick a rank 4. We can just Skip Force into an Arsenal, clear their entire field. If the Glorious Bright is functionally a dead card, it's basically doing nothing for us. But what I'm looking at here are the 2 live cards, Cowrie and Noir. Regrettably, the Noir functionally is a vanilla. We're just going to be tributing it off for the Cowrie and praying our opponent doesn't have the read that our hand is all blanks. So you're going to want to do this in draw phase.
Whoops.
It's all good.
Probably.
This is interesting. Having the Vanishing Engrave means having the Vanishing top deck actually makes things a little bit different because unlike Vanishing, So what I'm thinking here is we have two different roads we can go down. We can either tribute the Noir, try to grab the 1-card combo, normal to Vanishing and activate it, but that runs the risk of our opponent knowing that negating that is killer. It runs the risk of telegraphing too much information. Because of that, I think we want to go down the other road where we use Cowrie to tribute the Vanishing and go grab Bloom Vulture. The reason why we want to do that is because that forces our opponent pretty much to activate the Bloom Vulture to use their Skull Guardian on the Bloom Vulture, which, oh, never mind, it doesn't matter anyways. That's potentially not a big deal. What I want to do now is just get enough materials to try to Roost into a card that saves this. So we're going to normal summon the Noir Lanius. We're going to try to hide as much of our hand as we can and use the Noir to target itself to add a card, Heal Eagle specifically. If they Skull Guardian this, we do immediately lose. Oh, it would appear we've immediately lost anyway. Yeah, this is a surrender, unfortunately.
All right. So that's the fun of the game.
Yeah, not a good first game, but that is okay. So going first against Voiceless, here we know it's safe to bring in the Ash Blossoms because we're not at risk of getting heated. We don't really need the Biru. They get their negate online too early. I think that we're gonna want the Cosmic over the Veiler just because of the barrier of the Voiceless Voice keeping us from targeting their stuff. But I think that's good for siding. Going second, the cards that are really gonna shine are the 8 spell cards, but we're not going second. We're going first.
Yeah. No problem.
And
when we have big lines,
Vulture.
and we can also just choose the line first, and we can talk about it more on their turn because their turns are probably going to be easier for us to talk through.
Okay, so no Cowrie, but we do have access to some pretty crazy stuff. We can play without committing too hard. What I want to, okay, so we got a couple diverging paths here. We can very easily just get to Bloom Vulture plus Raiders. The issue is that would require us to use our normal on the Bloom Vulture and use our Mimicry on the Bloom Vulture. I don't really want to do that because it defeats the purpose of Bloom Wing. So what I want to do is here I just want to commit as little as possible. So let's activate Bloom Vulture to summon itself and the Noir Lanius. The reason why we want to summon Noir here is because Noir on its own doesn't actually represent a whole lot through interruption, but Tribute does. So let's go ahead and activate the Noir Lanius, targeting itself.
Is there any chance that it's just better to target the other one?
Maybe. It's such a small chance, but yeah, if you feel better about targeting the balloon, we can target.
I think Ogre could happen. Not saying it should happen, but it could happen.
Yeah, it could. Hey, if they want to Ogre that, they can be my guest. So now we can go ahead and summon the Heal Eagle.
Activate?
Yep.
Okay.
We want to get this guy in rotation as fast as possible because the second a Nib token enters our field, it gets turned offline.
Gotcha.
So from here, we can link it to Y-Strix. Y-Strix is going to get us to our Imperm protection. Heal Eagle, and it doesn't matter which the other one is.
Side of the field doesn't matter either?
Nah, zones don't matter in this deck. It's beautiful.
All right.
So we can use the Y-Strix to get the Raider's Wing, and it would appear that's fine. We've got a couple options here. What I think that we can do is, let's see here, they're on 40. Probably not on all 3 Imperm clones. I think we can afford to disrespect it a little. Yeah, I think we can afford to disrespect it. Let's normal the Tribute Lanius and use its effect to send Mimicry to the grave. So from here, we can use let's hold the Mimicry for now in case we need it later. Let's overlay into Raider's Night and find out if I have flown too close to the sun.
Do we need to go into the pointer zone? I feel like something has to do that. All right.
No, you think it would, given that it's a Vrain's era Link monster, but no, it doesn't care about the zones. So let's go ahead and rank it to Brave Strix.
That's up, right? Oh, it doesn't. Only one choice. That's all we have.
Yeah, there is a rank 3, but it's really bad. It's only used in the really weird FTK that's enabled by the Gimmick Puppet stuff. So here we want to set Skip Force. The reason why we want to set Skip Force specifically is it's a small micro optimization to play around Imperm on the Brave Strix if they're holding it for some reason, or to play around the Ash Blossom.
Gotcha.
So let's go ahead and activate the Brave Strix to add from deck to hand a rank up magic. And here we're going to be grabbing Rise rank up magic Raidraptor's Force.
No, I did the right thing by leaving this under here. I guess it doesn't matter, right? Because you need at some point.
It only matters if you have another rotation.
Gotcha.
So before we activate any of our rank up magics, let's use Mimicry to grab Roost. We're going to want to use the Roost to grab grab the trap. So let's activate Roost, and now we can Skip Force into Arsenal.
You can just add one.
Force is currently set.
Oh, sorry, just use Roost, search trap.
Oh, yeah. Nah, we're not. The
Oh,
effect of.
whoops.
Okay, bit of a punt, but that's all right. It's not a
Preferable shuffle deck on this screw up.
mimicry plus any two non-heal names. Noir and Tribute here, because Bloom Vulture's good in the grave.
When does it get the trap? When
you summon a Raidraptor extra deck monster.
Oh, I was trying to figure out when I missed it. Okay.
It's all good. The only thing that we're missing out is that it's going to make our turn 3 slightly more awkward if it gets removed.
Gotcha.
So let's go ahead and skip Force into Arsenal.
Okay, so this is 5 + 2, 7.
And a lot of people know Arsenal because they make it with Kashtira monsters, and it's just E-Telly for level 4 winged beasts. But it actually has 2 more broken effects when it has Raidraptors under it. If it's sent to the grave, it's going to float the same way a card like Breaker Queen Strenna would into any extra deck monster, any of these. And then also it multi-attacks for some reason.
All right.
So let's go ahead and use its effect to summon out. I guess we'll go for Strangle Lanius. So it doesn't matter what we detach here.
All right. Strangled.
Here we want Strangle. Normally our grab here is Noir, but because we already have Noir and Heal Eagle in rotation, we can just grab Strangle. And before we do that effect, let's check the grave and make sure that we have a good target for that. We do. All right. So let's use Strangle to bring back the Bloom Vulture. All right. So now we can go ahead and overlay into a Force Strix and use the effect to search whatever we want. Here, we're just going to be grabbing Follow-Up because we've already got basically all the gas we could ever want. Let's grab Raider's Wing, actually. Let's play around SP. Let's try to play around SP, yeah.
All right.
So here, we can, before we do anything else, let's think about what we can do here. Because we need to link off the Arsenal. Let's link off into Azalea. Let's show off Azalea playing around Super Poly. So link off Arsenal and Wise, and then that'll get us basically everything we need. Arsenal, let's use Arsenal to chain block because there's not.
I misinterpreted what you meant for a second.
It genuinely doesn't matter.
All right, and we're going to activate Azalea?
Yep, and Azalea is going to target herself. We're going to play around Super Poly a bit.
That way we only have one affected monster.
Yep. So we'll summon Ultimate Falcon.
Yeah, that guy's fair.
And now we have to get a material out from under the Ultimate Falcon, so we can use Raider's Wing for that.
Attaching Arsenal?
Yep. We need to do that, so that way we have an Xyz monster in the graveyard for Rising Rebellion Falcon copy. So let's go ahead and Rise rank up into the 13, targeting the Force, Brave, and Knight. And it doesn't matter what zone we put it in as long as it's in a main monster zone. So now, because we have, let's go ahead and, before we forget, use the Heal Eagle to add back the Rise rank up.
Which will let us make another 13 on their turn and pop everything?
Yep. So now what we can do is use the Rising Rebellion Falcon, detaching all 3 Xyz monsters to copy the Arsenal Falcon engrave.
Turning it into an E-Telly.
And we can go and E-Telly for the second half of another Force Strix. Notably, putting the Raider's Wing under it like that. Let's go for just a Noir here. It doesn't really matter.
So we're still getting used to which one's
Noir
which.
Lanius. Oh, it's all good.
All right.
And now we can just make another Force. And without the Raider's Wing being under that is now SP Little Knight doesn't blank our rank up magic.
Gotcha.
Because a major problem that this deck has with its end boards is SP Little Knight's effect tagging your target out and blanking your rank up. So let's go ahead and detach let's go ahead and detach Raider's Wing. We'll detach the Noir. And let's just search Strangle Lanius. We already have Bloom and Tribute in hand. Let's just grab a Crazy Extender.
All right.
Now we can just go ahead and set the back row and pass turn.
Most of these rank ups say during the main phase only, right?
Yeah, but Rise rank up gets to activate during your opponent's battle phase.
Oh, okay.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, but it can't, but it's still its main or battle? Okay, so if they really wanted to, they could like Twin Twister like crazy to prevent us from like summoning something. Not that they would.
Yeah, a very easy way to force out the Raidraptor trap is draw phase Cosmic targeting the rank up magic.
So if they know where it is, but they don't always know, right?
No, they do not. Ideally, they don't at all.
We don't care about that, right?
Nah, we don't care at all.
Now, against this matchup, thoughts on what we'll probably be using Glorious on? Maybe like whatever tries to break our board?
What we're going to be doing with Glorious Bright is most likely hitting low if we can, because that keeps the low from prayers. I think we have to Glorious Bright prayers, unfortunately. Early Skull Guardian is rough. What I was hoping to use the Glorious Bright on was low to keep it from being full tribute for Skull Guardian, but if they have it in hand, they have it in hand. That should force them to, okay, they're normally diviner. We imperm this for sure. Because that'll keep it from getting levels. That'll keep it from sending trios. That'll keep them from low.
Assuming you didn't have it in hand already, I guess there's a possibility, right?
Yeah, if they had it in hand, they had it in hand. But they don't have it in hand. They never have it in hand.
Alrighty, going first.
So what we're going to do is see the entire bottom row in the main deck. Yeah, we're taking it all out.
Goodbye, bottom row.
We're going to bring in the droplets, the magical springs, and the rank up magic package. And then we're also going to bring in 2 cosmic cyclones. And then there we go. Magical springs really nasty in the Voiceless Voice matchup because the downside to it of your opponent's back row oh, good lord. The downside to it of your opponent's back row being blanked or unable to be destroyed actually turns off their trap card hilariously. It's adorable of an interaction, and I hope we'll be able to show it off, but
I've only played against Voiceless twice live last week, and their trap card didn't really come up in my matches. What does it do? It's like, it shuffles back 2 spells to do something, I think? Or
No. It's basically you can target a number of cards your opponent controls, up to the number of light rituals you control, destroy both the trap and deck. So what you do,
the other part.
No, the other part lets you, it's basically personal spoofing, I believe is the card, where you shuffle one back to search a different one.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's a really good card, and it's what makes Voiceless Voice like go from pretty good to really crazy, is being able to back up your good defensive field with like the Skull Guardian and low and all that, and live here, that it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. I think there is a card that shuffles back spells. It might be like the Saphira main deck or something, right?
Yeah, main deck Cerevis.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right, we didn't get to find out what's happening here. I don't know why they scooped. I feel like they have full combo, because Diviner should be full combo, right?
Yeah, no, they had full combo and then some, but they lost connection. So I guess we found the secret win condition of every deck, which is your opponent's mom turning on the microwave.
Gotcha. All right. Our hand's pretty crap, right?
Yeah, if we top deck like basically any Raidraptor name, we were completely in the clear, but that would have required us to top deck a Raidraptor name.
Out of curiosity.
Mind you, we are on like 20. Yeah, we gotta know.
Okay, so that was their hand, which to me looked broken.
Yeah, no, that's insane. Summon limit, especially. Calorie. That actually did save it, because what we could have done was...
But would it save it through summon limit?
No, it would have, believe it or not. So what we could have done...
Could we have played around it in a predictable manner?
We could have actually broken the summon limit. The issue is that we wouldn't have been able to break the board. Because what's really cool about Raidraptor is Bloom Vulture is only actually 1 summon. They have both effects. So what we could have done was in draw phase, Cowrie pitch the Strangle Lanius, opponent goes Skull Guardian, negate or whatever, we droplet, negate their field, but the droplet can pitch the Bloom Vulture. Bloom Vulture pitch assuming they don't negate the Cowrie, obviously. I'm getting ahead of myself in terms of wording.
Okay, so if they let this resolve...
If the Cowrie resolved, tributing the Strangle, we can droplet, send the Bloom Vulture, negate their field, then Bloom Vulture summon itself and the Strangle from grave. And that's full combo.
Okay. And I guess we still probably would have eventually run into summon limit, just because it's like impossible to predict.
The summon limit imperm Ash is what would really sealed it. Like, we were never winning that game, unfortunately.
Let's go win a game. Oh, I just realized I spelled please wrong in competitive please.
Hey, people get the message. That's what matters, right?
Oh, that guy came in with the good stuff. Just reading through some other cards in the deck just to make sure I understand them. So Simorg just chains blocks and gives you an extra body, right?
Yep, it's pretty much being used the same way as it would in Flip.
I know they usually play like 2 and then like Foolish something.
Yeah, you can play like some targets. We veil in this 100%.
And we just pray at this point, right?
Yeah, if they have Diabellstar Kieran, they have Diabellstar Kieran, but they don't have Diabellstar Kieran. Well, that's pretty okay.
Yeah.
Ideally, we might be able to make it work though.
All right, so they've attempted Ash already, so they can't add Poplar unless they have wanted Diabellstar.
Yeah, I think they're just locked out of Poplar this game entirely because they just use original Simple Scroll to get to Oak. I don't really know where they go from here. I guess just SP Pass. Oh, please tell me it's SP Pass. Oh my God, it's SP Pass. We win. All right, so let's normal summon Tribute Lanius and go Battle Phase.
Yeah, I wanted to see how this goes. This is not like the normal line.
Yeah, no, it's basically the same, but also now we get to just search like basically whatever we want. So let's go to main 2 and use the effect to add a rank up magic. And that should bait out any Ash Blossoms. So they're going to think, oh, they're going to search. Let's negate that. No, they don't do it. All right. They don't fall for it. For me, we're just doing the 1-card toddler pretty much. So let's go ahead and use the Droll.
Droll lines. All right.
Yeah. is rough, actually. Believe it or not. This is, yeah, we got majorly punished for trying to bait Ash Blossom there. Wow. Oh my lord. Okay, so this is tough. What we can do is, in retrospect, what we probably should have done was normal vanishing, summon the tribute, but I was worried that they would SP tag out and we'd have to contend with SP next turn. To be honest, I don't think anybody would play around Droll here because, like, Droll's bad this format, but hey, it's good against this specific line. Yeah, so what I want to do here is just get resources into rotation. Let's use Heal Eagle to summon itself, and then Tribute Lanius to mill a Bloom Vulture. We're just going to set up for turn 3. We got a negate.
What are we foolishing with tribute?
I'm thinking we just send Bloom Vulture, but there might be a world where we can still do it. Yeah, so go ahead and use the tribute to Foolish. We're always activating this now. It's just a question of what we do. Oh, they have Ash Blossom anyway. Okay. Just a question of what we're sending. Normally we'd send Fuzzy here, but we can't send Fuzzy here. We could send Roost and add it back, but that doesn't really do a whole lot because we're still under the Droll. Sending Bloom gives us cards out of the graveyard for next turn. Yeah, let's send Bloom. Let's send Bloom here. And then just link off for Wise Strix.
Sure, we don't want to do SP?
So we could do SP Little Knight. We are locked because of the Tribute Lanius effect. But the reason why we wouldn't want to do SP anyway is because Wise Strix is just going to give us more cards to work with because it's going to be summoning Fuzzy from deck. And then that means that when our opponent breaks our board on next turn, Fuzzy's going to search another copy of Fuzzy, and then that gives us an extender on turn 3. Except they're actually going to Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring here.
What would be the correct thing for them to Ash? Did they miss the best spot at this point?
Because we got drolled, it doesn't really matter, but correct Ash. Target would be the copy of, what's it called? Brave Strix effect to search a rank up magic. It's weird. You have to identify what line they have and sniff out what extenders are in their hand to know what cards they are, what they might be lacking, and where to put the Ash. But in general, if they go into Brave and you don't think they have extenders, you Ash Brave. For one. That is rough. Unfortunately, Glorious Sprite can only negate back row if they have a... So I don't think we actually negate the Ash, because what they can do is original Sinful Spoils for the... Oh, wait, no. Yeah, we absolutely do, because original Sinful Spoils is only one effect per turn. We negate this 100%. So they can go, like, original Sinful Spoils, search for Poplar, and then, like, then what?
They could get Poplar, which would get them Field Spell.
But I'm not too concerned about the Field Spell, really. Because, like, they get the Field Spell, they place... Oh, they've got Onyx on Fire King build. That complicates things.
Now, I don't know the full line. There is a chance we're dead. I don't think so, though.
I think we are, because if they can climb up to Zealantis, then we're dead. But if they pop our Wise Strix, then they're not killing us. Unless they find the gas for, like, Nightmare Phoenix. I don't know. I'm going to just give opponent the room to misplay, and I don't think we're dead, but there is a chance. That Droll really hurt. Usually this deck doesn't care about Droll, but if you Droll before I make a rank 4, then all of a sudden Droll hurts.
I got you. All right. I think we made the right plays with what we had.
Absolutely. Yeah, we played it about as well as we can, and we've set ourselves up beautifully for the next turn. It's just a question of please click yes. We're living.
Okay, so now they don't have a monster to summon to our field, so they can't properly do the play.
They're just going to Princess Whale, and we're going to be able to break that with the greatest of ease. Because we've set ourselves up beautifully with Bloom Vulture and Grave. We've set ourselves up just amazingly with basically everything here. I guess they can do that. Oh, that's annoying, but I don't think this will convert to a kill. I don't know what they're scaling with those Flambers. SP, yeah.
They could have scaled Bloom, right?
They could have, but what I'm wondering is how they're going to get rid of they're just going into that. Summon back Oak here? And Oak can get them to Lamberge again? No. Ash, wait, what?
Why wouldn't they do Oak? They didn't use Oak.
Oh, wait. Yeah, they haven't gotten Oak this game.
Oh, we kept them off of it?
Yeah, I'm so used to them having an Oak in rotation. Played so many Fire King Snake Eye games, they're all blurring together in my head. Oof. Yeah, as long as we live, we're in a perfectly fine position, and I don't think we're dying anytime soon, given that they've just grown. We're not dying regardless. Yeah, no, we're completely fine. Do little Chimera. Hell yeah, brother. So now they add back the what's his name? Huron? Yeah. And they go into They're going battle first. Yeah, there's more damage. That makes sense. Yeah, no, we can break this.
All right. They put SP back here, but then also got rid of the other guy.
Merge, yeah.
Probably should have attacked before, right?
I'm trying to like figure out in my head, how do they plan to get the Flamberge back? Oh, I see how. Never mind. No, I don't. Why did they do that? What we can activate in Grave here is the effect of Glorious Bright to add a card back from Banished Grave, but I don't think we're going to do that just yet. I want to keep that in Grave if possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the Bloom Vulture to summon itself and the Tribute Lanius back. And that should force something out. Because like this is full combo and then some that I'm representing here. Like they've got a lot of stuff that they can do, but I think a whole lot of it really beats our setup here.
I'm assuming they don't pop tribute. You want to send something?
Oh yeah, we're sending. So what we're going to do is we are going to, we get to punish them so hard. So let's use tribute effect to send a copy of, we'll send, we'll figure out what we're sending in a second. Yeah. I don't know about Raider's Wing. I don't think we're going for Raider's Wing. I think here, what we don't want Fuzzy because what we're about to do is going to conflict with the turn Raptor lock. I think what we want to send is Mimicry and then just decide on what we're searching later.
Okay. We can't get the one in hand in play by like normal.
We can, but doing this way saves us from vanishing, potentially getting like popped or something. It just lets us hedge our bets a little bit better.
All right.
And we don't really have a better sense. So now let's go ahead and link off the field for a copy of Azalea, and let's try to get that field spell out of there. Thanks for sending Sanctuary, opponent.
All right. Do we have 3 spells? Probably not, right?
We do not, which is completely fine. Honestly, we probably weren't going to get the spells regardless.
So their last card in hand is Kieran, right? So
yes, it is.
So they should summon it so that it gets popped so that it does something, right?
But nah, it's correct not to. So now we just have to contend with a copy of Fire King Avatar Arvata.
I don't think they ever did Arvada. All right.
Yeah, what I think is about to happen. Wait, do they have a way to get to Arvada?
This is going to destroy something.
I don't think they do. Yeah, so that's completely fine.
Now Princess is on, and so is Whale, right?
Yeah, but we don't really care about either of those, to be honest. So Arvada can activate. That's going to summon Ponix. Sure, we don't really care about that. By the time that thing would trigger, they are going to be dead. What we can do now is we can use let's see here. We can use the Vanishing Lanius, the normal summon that, and then we can use its effect to summon the Mimicry from hand. Except they're going to cure them. It's just Glorious Bright. That's fine. So they're going to pop the Doolittle Chimera, I imagine. I don't really know what they're trying to accomplish here with this cure.
I think they're trying to trigger the Whale so that it can pop the Vanishing. And then they still have, what do you call it? They still have Princess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's actually really annoying. What we can do here, these are normal. This is something that's super annoying about Raptors, that every single card is an ignition effect for some reason. It gets really hard to deal with like this.
It seems like no matter what we have to do, we have to use Mimicry. Maybe looking at the deck will give us some ideas.
Mimicry. What we can do is we can Mimicry for Roost, try to Roost into stuff. Yeah, I like Mimicry for Roost.
Just taking another peek just in case. Everything else is the same.
Yeah.
All right, Roost.
So before we use the Roost to draw, we're going to use Heal Eagle to grab back Glorious Bright, because Heal Eagle getting into the value is very important. So now we go ahead and Roost back the Wise Strix and both Banished Birds. That's rough. That's really rough. Let's see here.
I don't think we have any playables.
Yeah, I think we're dead.
All right. They got game on board. We can concede, right?
Yeah, we can.
Alrighty, now we get to go first and make them scoop.
Yes, we do. Main deck's perfect. We could maybe bring in like Cosmics over Nib, but for the most part, main deck's perfect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's bring in Cosmic over Nib. In retrospect, what we could have potentially done was played for the 1 in like 30 chance to. We could have played into Princess for the 1 in like 30 chance that we top deck Soul Shave Force against that off the Roost. But I think that the play that we made trying to get the Whale off the field makes more sense because it just forced them to play in a very specific way. Oh, this hand's nutty. This hand's crazy. This hand's absurd. Let's normal summon Noir. Use the Noir to search the Heal Eagle. A lot of people will play Pain Lanius main as a second target for Noir. And I experimented with that for a little bit as well. If they hand trap this, by the way, we're completely fine. We just summon Fuzzy and full combo.
Oh, Fuzzy's broken. I love Fuzzy.
Yeah, Fuzzy's broken. But fun fact about Noir, because it can target other cards, if you draw Helial, you can just target Helial. We get trolled, that's fine. This combat plays through troll. So let's special summon the Helial. And then we're going to link into Y Strix. Y Strix's effect is going to special summon from deck a copy of Raider's Wing, if they will let us.
Which they may. Although they have troll, they probably have other things that they can do.
Yeah.
But this deck can.
Possible.
It's still like a 50-50 engine versus a hand trap deck.
Yeah. That's the frustrating thing about Snake Eye. Sheer is killer, but we've got 2 negates. We can survive the turn. What we'll do here, unfortunately, Fuzzy Raptor locks us, so we can't even like SP pass. God, that sucks. Okay, well, let's just set the Glorious Bright and pass. Withstand was full combat through Droll. Unfortunately, Droll plus Ash was killer if we didn't, unless we had another extender. We needed a second body. So we can just go ahead and we use the Trap Glorious Bright on that because we want to save the card at hand, save the knowledge. Also, Glorious Bright can recur our stuff if we don't end up using it. And okay, cool.
Okay.
Sure.
So now we're going second again.
So we're actually not going to be having, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the Magical Springs and the copy and the Rank Up Magic package.
No
Magical
nibs?
Springs really, we can keep the nib in. So what we're going to be doing here is actually, we're going to be trimming the engine a little bit. We're going to be taking out 3 Swallows Cowrie. We're going to be taking out 1 copy of Noir Lanius, where you're trying not to have too many normal summons here. And then we just need to find 4 more cuts. Let's take out the Called by the Grave, the Glorious Bright, and I guess 2 of the, let's take out 1 Mimicry and Cosmic.
All right.
Yeah, we really don't want a hand of all normal summons going second.
We didn't get a lot of normal spins.
We didn't, but we did get Magical Spring. And if that resolves, that's going to win us the game, straight up. So how familiar are you with Magical Spring?
Draws multiple cards, usually discards 1.
Yep.
We won the game. Back to playing 1 more match, and hopefully we'll get to full combo, or play through a hand trap because they won't have 2 hand traps, or we'll have a hand that complements the hand trap we get hit with.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Alrighty, they won the dice roll, so
That's fine. Oh, this hand's pretty solid. This is Bloom plus a way to get the Mimicry out of hand. We've got we can shape block the, is that Scareclaw or is it Monodium? I want to say it's probably Monodium, but I don't know.
I would lean towards Monodium.
Yeah, same here.
I don't feel like anybody really plays regular Scareclaw right now.
You'd be shocked. It's well positioned.
Also, like Edo Pro competitive, would someone consider it that? Maybe.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I guess that's like the problem with it. Like if you don't consider it, you're still going to play it.
Yeah. If it shows up on a YouTuber tier list, you can count on it being here. We don't fail at this. We do get punished if it's actual Scareclaw, but it just won't be Scareclaw.
For sure. It'll definitely be Monodium. What are we saving it for if it's for Monodium?
It depends on the rest of their hand, how they extend, because like, oh yeah, there we go. It's a pretty juicy one, really, actually, because what I want to do is hit Vsauce on Retro, because that stops it from being a Vsauce, but the issue is they already have access to the Scareclaw half of their deck, so it's like, is that actually correct? We'll have to see. Just wait and see for a juicy point. We could negate this and keep them off and try and keep them off Monodium. They've got 3 unknowns. If any of them are Meek or the Monodium Field Spell, we get punished, or Obsidian. You want to take that gamble? You can take that gamble.
I'm down to gamble.
Let's get.
I just wanted the call by so it could be like, it didn't matter.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
That happens sometimes.
Mind you, they are representing SP here at the minute.
Can we beat that with our hand? I think we can, right?
We can, yes.
And the question was, what else would be in their hand? So that can get another copy of Regphobia, and they can't activate another copy of Regphobia. Neither of these guys are Visas, so he can't make... Oh, there's Visas.
Well, all right. That is a punish.
Visas means maybe Baron.
Yeah, but they're still not representing a whole lot. No, they are representing a good amount, but they're not representing the Monodium half of the deck, which is they're not going to get too crazy, I don't think.
Like they could make, what, Cross Sheep and then make the... I guess they could make an Appaloosa. That would be pretty good.
Yeah, Appaloosa, I imagine, is where this is going to go. Like they go like they bring back the Rykart with Rival, then they link off into Cross Sheet. Oh, they're going for Thesis. That is Bolt. That plays super hard into Pistols. But I guess you have Burrowed Up. It doesn't matter. Very interesting.
So maybe these cross sheep, then make Astrolaud, and Astrolaud bring back a guy, make
Yeah.
Appaloosa.
Yeah, I imagine that's where they're going.
Yeah, I don't think we can. Could we beat that?
Maybe. I think we can, because we can go like Bloom Vulture. That'll probably force out Nappo. Then we can normal the Noir, trigger the Simorg, that'll leave Nappo. Go Battle Phase Punch over the Appo. And then second main pop off. But that doesn't actually do much, because that would require forcing out 2 names. We'll see about the top deck. Because hopefully we can. Like if we top deck Cowrie, if we top deck Tribute, if we top deck basically anything, we're in the clear. That set is that is terrifying. And that is a not great top deck. In this case, we want to hold this Bloom Vulture for as long as possible. Let's normal summon, let's normal Noir and trigger the Simorg. If they're smart, they're not going to Appo this, but a lot of players would just Appo this. It's hard to say. Thanks, I think.
Yay, dummy. All right.
Doesn't really solve too many issues, though. Let's think here. The goal right now is to bait out the Appaloosa and then find some way to get around the Beret. I'm thinking this would be a lot easier if we had a Noir on field that could activate and get another name. We can do that. Plays super hard. Appaloosa. Let's try for Bloom. If we let it through, great. We probably win. If they negate it, then we are back to the drawing board.
There weren't really a lot of options here. Like, we can make one of like 4 Xyz, right? They're all like effectively gonna get negated anyway.
Normally, if you have like a bunch of free specials, you would go into 4 Strix here and start trying to bait out interruptions with your free specials, your searches. Fortunately, or if we had not engine, of course, or rank ups. Like if we had rank up magics, if we had Soul Shave, the game was over. Straight up. All right, so that eats the Appaloosa, which means that we have to. What we do here is we can go Battle Phase, punch over the Appo with the Simorg. And in main 2, what we're going to do is we're just going to, let's see here, what do we want to play for next turn? Because we are going to be going to next turn. Our opponent has 1 card in hand, and we don't know if it's anything, but it has to be some crazy stuff. Our options here are we could, I think I see what we do. What we can do is we can, actually, does that get us where we need to? I guess that does get us both places. Let's go into 4 Strix. Now we can activate the 4 Strix, and then either bait the Burrowed, or it doesn't. We'll see.
Do we have any inherent summons we could have gotten off of this?
Not really, no. Raidraptors don't have inherent summons. They're all activated. It's very annoying. Yeah, here we're just passing, unfortunately. One major issue with birds is that if you don't have bodies on field, half your cards just turn off.
Same thing for Black Wings.
Burrow tag out.
Yeah, that's what I figured we were going to lose to anyway, because I figured they just summon back Room Harder.
Yeah, that's what I was. Oh no, they banished Rykart. What I was expecting was them to tag out into Realmheart to the 1-card combo, but they're doing something different. And I can't say I get it, but I'm sure they know what they're doing. If the turn comes back to us, we're in a very comfortable position. But okay, cool. We're going to win.
Okay, yeah, that seemed a little weak, actually.
Yeah, Spent Baron versus...
Like, Room Heart Search Meek seemed like the play.
Absolutely. I
feel like that could have turned into more damage than this.
Oh, 100%. We were probably dead, assuming no hand trips, but our opponent knew 2/3 of our hand was Raptor names. I guess the set is like an Emperor or something. Oh, that's a crazy top deck. So let's start with Bloom Vulture in hand. And because we have basically everything we need to go off, so what we'll do here is we'll summon the Mimicry. Now we can either go into Azalea and force the back row, or we can just try and play through it and it's not there. I think I like going into Azalea first, given that we haven't used our normal. It turns off fuzzy in hand, but that's a price I'm willing to pay because the Mimicry can search for the extent that we need. Is that Judgment?
Yeah, it was an odd activation timing. It's probably just Imperm.
Oh, it's reframing. Okay. Yeah, that's functionally the same.
Okay.
All right, sweet. So now let's go ahead and use the Mimicry to search for a copy of Strangle. The thing that they have that they can respond with here is Reframing's Grave Effect, I believe.
Yeah, probably.
Here we just go grab Strangle Lanius.
All right. Too many birds. Too many Lanius. Need a minute to like remember which one's which. All right.
I feel that. Let's go ahead and build something the Noir, and then use Noir Effect to target itself. I believe the Grave Effect here we can activate is just Noir's Grave Effect to increase or decrease level. We'll get there when we get there. I doubt we will though. Most of the time it comes up when you have to use Heal Eagle for not a Link summon, like trying to bump it up to level 4. Like it's the only Raptor on field. All right, so let's go ahead and summon the Heal Eagle.
All right. Feel free to go through this really quickly.
Yep. So what we're going to do is we're going to link off Heal and Noir for a copy of Y Strix. And then Y Strix is going to let us summon a copy of Raider's Wing from our deck. From there, we'll make good use of that extender in hand the way we're planning to on turn 1 by summoning the Strangle.
Not gonna fuzzy because we made Azalea.
Yep. But that's fine. We don't need fuzzy. Now we can just go into Raider's Knight, and that is everything. So we can go for that, activate the effect to rank up, detaching not Raider's Wing. We always want to keep Raider's Wing under it.
In this case, it shouldn't matter, but I hear you.
Yep.
Skip.
Yep. Because we are going to be using the Brave to grab a copy of Rise Wake Up. This is just a small optimization to play around the possibility of Ash Blossom. Our opponent's empty-handed, so it doesn't matter, but so now we can go ahead and activate the Skip Force.
Or Arsenal Falcon.
Yep. And we're going to want to detach here the Raider's Wing because we want to summon Strangle off this here because we already used Noir. And Strangle, if you have an Xyz with another body under it, is two monsters. So we can use that to bring back the Raider's Wing.
Just so clarify for everyone, a Dark Xyz as a body, under an Xyz.
Yes. Oh, we get to do something so cool here. Let's show off a cool ruling. Let's link it to SP Little Knight and banish the copy of Scareclaw Kesh. We'll banish the field spell, actually.
With what am I linking off?
Arsenal and Wise.
Okay, and we're banishing.
So now we can... Yep.
Which card? I'm sorry.
So we're going to be banishing the field spell and then activating the effect of the... What's it called? We can also banish the Heart and Grave. It's your choice. The red numbers are bumming me out. We can do whatever, just as long as we keep that Barain on field, because that is going to be how we get very much lethal. Because SP Little Knight, this is a really cool ruling. Summon Ultimate Falcon here. We'll talk about it when we get to the battle phase, because our opponent is dying this turn, despite the SP Little Knight.
Oh, neat.
So now we can go ahead and go into a copy of Force Strix, and activate the effect. Doesn't matter what we search, our opponent is dead on board. And let's just grab a tribute on the off chance that our opponent somehow manifests a Credo.
Gotcha.
Now it's Rise Rank Up Magic. And importantly, we do want 3 different names so that way we can get some burn damage. So let's start. So don't target the Force Strix in Grave, target the Force Strix on field, the Raider's Knight, and Brave Strix. We get to destroy our opponent's entire field when we summon our rank 13. And if it has 3 or more different Raidraptors with different names as material, it also does burn damage. So let's go ahead and activate that. And now I get to start talking about the cool ruling. Fun fact about SP Little Knight, let's enter battle phase. Despite the fact that it prevents monsters from attacking directly, towers are unaffected by that.
That was a surprise. I didn't realize that. It says your really monsters cannot attack directly.
Yep.
That's cool. All right.
Against Monadium, we're really going to want the droplets. And I guess that's basically all we need. We take out the cavalry and we can call it there.
Alrighty. That was cool. That's a nice little ruling thing. So yeah, SP says your monsters cannot attack directly. Those monsters are unaffected by it. And that does not affect you, the player.
Ooh, this is an interesting hand.
They get to do full combo now. If they can put up the the prevention early, they'll do fine. If not, they won't.
The dream top deck, regardless, would be Forbidden Droplet, because we got some really good sends in the form of Fuzzy. But we will see. In retrospect, I should have sided out the card by. That's on me. I got too excited. I got too excited about Droplet, but it's fine. It looks like what they're going for is the 1-card combo, which means that they're probably gonna play into this nib a bit.
Okay, so it's these two into Trisutka, and then Trisutka brings back Meek to go into Amatara, into what's it called?
Into the Scareclaw Lightheart.
Okay, I don't know exactly where that goes, but that sounds like a lot of summons before they do anything.
Yes, it is.
I'm glad we got to do some ranking up. We got like overly hand trapped in some games.
Yeah. The thing about Raidraptor is you have to draw very specific hands to beat multiple hand traps in some builds. Oftentimes you could go like talents, look at the opponent's hand to take stuff away, but you can't really play as many hand traps as I'm on now, as well as the thrust and the more expanded rank up magic package without making some, without going over 40 if you want to play cards like talents. So it's like, it's just weird. That's all I can really say.
Gotcha. Alrighty.
Getting Tellurium early, I think we're going to be able to get a lot of value out of this nib. Because I imagine they go like Meek, summon another Meek, Kalari Man, Thesis pop Meek, summon everything back, and then on Res we nib, and then they can go to Astrolaud, but that doesn't really get them anywhere.
All right. What had we not done yet with this deck so far? We didn't use the rank up package from the side deck. What else? Nothing else really came up.
We haven't really gotten to use the Revolution Falcon yet.
Oh, that's like
a shame.
That's like a Soul Shave Force solo kind of play, right? We have to
pretty much. Basically, you Soul Shave Force forward to it as like your last piece of interaction. Then your opponent thinks that you're done. They've got their big board. They're like, oh yeah, no, I've got this. And you just attack their entire field, zero it all out. That's okay. And then you're crazy.
Assuming they have enough monsters, right?
Yeah. And if they don't, you clear their full field. And you've probably got Rise rank up magic if you were playing out everything, if they let you get there. That's neither here nor there. What's important is we're about to nib this man for his life savings.
That's 4. That's 5.
Yeah, on res, we are going to nib so hard. I don't really know what extenders they could possibly play that would get they could possibly play to get them out of this. Because like we drop the rock, they Astrolaud. If they Astrolaud pop the nib, oh my god, we're in such a good spot. Zone placement doesn't matter. Do put the token in under one of the monster zones. So that way, if the token sticks around next turn, we can summon to the other EMZ, and then their Scare Claws won't be able to summon themselves. Oh, that is the punish. It would have to be a rival. Wow, that's rough. That sucks.
Yeah, I thought that was a chance. They didn't really like do anything Scareclaw related, but
yeah. To my knowledge, that's like a 1 or a 2 of, so I was banking on them not drawing it, but
yeah, you're right. I think it's 1 of 2.
Blight. That's Yugioh, baby.
So the last video of this I did on, what do you call it? Tier Limit would roll back, and right before that I did a Manadium. And what happened? I kept misplaying, despite our guest telling me to stop putting things in the wrong zone because the Scareclaw's zones are very important. It kept going too fast. I'm always concerned about our opponent leaving if we take too long, which is always like a slightly unpredictable thing. Oh,
yeah, I guess
it's a 1 of, since he didn't search another.
Oh, yeah, no. I've seen builds that play 2. I've seen builds that play 1. That's rough. They drew the 1 of. It is what it is. At the very least, the silver lining is they don't get the redraw, but we are going to have to compete with a lot of gas. I believe Cross Sheep can use a vanilla, correct?
I'm not sure. I have another client open, so I'll just look.
Yeah.
Cross Sheep Cross.
Oh, there's our answer.
Yes, I definitely knew that. All right.
Honestly, I'm okay with that because, like, they're probably going to take this chance to Astrolaud pop the nib, which means that our field's going to be it's going to be rock free. The silver lining, we don't have, Bloom Vulture isn't conflicted with anything now.
Oh, okay. So they're in, what do they make with this? Nothing?
I think they make Apo.
Probably. Yeah.
Apo, they can go like into Shenying or Ymir. I think Apollos is the play. Because, like, yeah.
What they did last time. It seemed pretty good.
Raidraptor, yeah. I think it's good enough. The dream top deck here is Droplet. How much Droplet 1 time?
That is not the dream.
1 time. Oh, that is harsh. So what we can do, actually, is we can activate the Bloom Vulture. What we're going to do is we're going to engineer a situation where where the second nib is going to save us. Oh, they let it through. Why did they do that?
Can't figure it out.
Let's link it to Y Strix and chain block with Fuzzy Lanius.
Is there a chance that's a judgment? Okay.
It's possible. So yeah, we just summon so they're not going to get much value out of this. What we can do that's just absolutely adorable if they stop us at a certain point is we can actually just tribute summon Nib. So what we're going to want to do here is let's summon Mimicry Lanius.
Okay.
Now we can go ahead and what do we want to do? We can either tribute summon Nib, which is hilarious, or we could try to keep playing through things with Fuzzy. Now, let's see here. What is turn 3 going to look like for either? Oh, we haven't used Spaldi's in-hand effect. Let's go ahead and activate that.
Would they negate this at this point? I feel like there's other things to negate, but I can't see why they... I guess if they Appo, we keep it, and it feels like really wasteful of a Baron.
Yeah, if they Appo, then we can just normal summon it. Like, we're not beat up about that.
Is it big enough to run it over? No.
Oh, no, so we can just normal summon it, overlay for a 4, attack it. But because they didn't, so what we can do here is we can go for 4 Strix.
All right.
And we can just go ahead and activate the 4 Strix to detach the Mimicry and search for a rank 4. That'll probably force
Should we
out.
go
We'll
attack
put
mode?
we'll put it in defense. It doesn't matter. It's not going to get big enough to contest anything meaningful.
All right.
Let's detach that Mimicry. The fact that we haven't normal summoned makes this significantly easier. That's going to eat an Appaloosa. Okay. So we're going to let that resolve. And Appo negates activations, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So that means that's a little annoying. So let's go ahead and use the Mimicry to search for a Raptor. The question is which. It's going to eat another Appo. Okay. I think it's time. Let's tribute summon Nim and crash with that Baron. We've got the Veiler for follow-up. We're going to remove their Synchro Monster. The Appaloosa is probably not doing much. We've also got the Called By. I'm feeling very comfortable in this position, despite how bad it looks. But we've also got Bloom Vulture in the graveyard to reborn stuff next turn. Like, obviously it's not ideal, but like, this is a much more manageable game state than I thought it would be. So let's go ahead and set that Called By and just pass it back.
Avoid, what's it called? Broken Line.
Broken Line.
Oh, we don't have a monster.
Yeah. It's true. Got to play around everything.
That new Iron Strike card or whatever, that Seeker.
Oh, yeah. Iron Thunder.
Yeah, it seems decent.
Yeah,
it's just Judgment with extra effects, right?
Oh, yeah. Decision Grave effect. That's fine. That means that their top deck was probably a hard. Depending on which hard it is, probably okay. So what we could do is we get Veiler. That'll force out the Appaloosa. Then we can call by the Rampart in the graveyard.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Do they have any more Visas in play?
They shouldn't. I'm pretty sure that they're just going to do is go in SD. Because they've got a zeroed out Appo and a negated Rampart. They shouldn't have the materials engraved for anything of note.
I really wonder what this set is.
If I had to guess, it's reframing. It's either reframing or like an imperm.
No, the reframing requirement is that they just have to have a Manadium, and then if it's a Synchro, and what is the requirement? I got it. Okay. The requirements to use reframing is while you control a Synchro, and if they control Visas, they destroy the card.
Yeah, so then it's almost certainly reframing. They're probably holding it for a board breaker. Yeah, SP pass. The question is, will they identify
hit Bloom Vulture? That's a problem.
They correctly identify Bloom Vulture as the problem, then yeah. Probably going to take a second to read everything.
No reading. Fuck.
That's rough, but we got top decks that get us out of this with ease.
Come on, Tribute Lanius. Come on, Tribute Lanius.
Tribute Lanius would be the dream.
Hey.
Obviously, Bloom Vulture would be the dream. Oh, hi, Typhon. Hello. How's it going? How you hanging? What's good? That does it. That does it. Wait, does it?
Do we have to crash it to search? What would we search?
Wait, does that doesn't know?
I don't think that does it. Because it doesn't do anything by
itself. No. It does enough. Because what we can do is we can normal it, crash, search for tribute, and then next turn. Because, like, realistically speaking, they aren't killing us under their own Typhon. At least I hope not. Because, like, they're top decking. We take 18, we take 29. Yeah, we're completely fine. I don't think we're dead. They've used a good amount of their extra deck. They've gone through too many starters. They're top, it's not even top decking. We're fine. Yeah, we grab Tribute Lanius here and then basically set.
Alrighty.
Yeah, it would have been, ideally, it would have been Bloom Vulture or Tribute Lanius, because we couldn't just normal Bloom Vulture crash or normal Tribute milled Bloom Vulture. Bloom Vulture wouldn't have actually done anything because we would have had Tribute, or Tribute wouldn't have done anything enough because we had the Tribute on field, but we could have gone like Tribute, Meal, Mimicry, Banish, Search, like Strangle. Yeah, we're completely fine. Oh, and the Imperm too? Let's go ahead and fire off that Imperm just so that way we can destroy the back row with Razor Melee Token. Because I feel like they would have used it like 500 times by now if they had.
Hopefully we didn't turn on their nib or something.
Real quick, let's check the Banish. Let's see what's in there. Yeah. Okay, so then we have to crash. That's funky, but it's Mill Bloom Vulture, and we'll have to go battle phase and crash. That sucks, but we went through all of our mimicry. They held that forever.
We didn't really have a lot of monsters. They used it
Jeez,
early
they
last
didn't
time.
use it early.
I guess
Man.
now we're passing.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh, I guess there are cards that do it, right?
Absolutely.
Mm.
Question is, are there cards that do it on their end? No.
They're probably drawing hand traps now if they're not doing anything.
Either that or it's like random engine pieces that they can't take good use of. Notably, Bloom Vulture does still do it. We still have the life points to... No, we don't. That sucks.
Oh, that doesn't do it.
Let's bleed out here.
Oh, they might just have this.
Yeah, because I think they just...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they just use the effect. Ah, that sucks. So
Right,
close.
we'll concede.
So close.
All right. Well, game 3, because we won game 1.
All right. So we are going to be going first. So we're keeping in the... Let's bring in the calories. And honestly, I feel like Cosmic here. And we could take out the... Veilers. Those are a bit too restrictive. Let's take out the droplets. And let's run it with this. Cosmic is nice here because you can Cosmic the field spells to play their search and cut them off half of their deck, which is really cool. This is a good hand. This is a very good hand. So let's go ahead and normal summon Mimicry. Not Mimicry, Tribute and then Mill Mimicry, sorry.
All right, just taking a second to think about what I just heard. Makes sense.
The reason why we want to Mill Mimicry here is because we already have Fuzzy Lanius in hand. So it's like, realistically speaking, the mill doesn't matter. What matters is that it's going to just get me to a card that will be useful later. Mimicry lets me hedge my bets because I don't have to activate it immediately. Like if they don't have hand traps that stop me from going off like normal, I just say, okay, I guess I'm just gonna activate the Mimicry and grab like Roost like normal. But if they do have stuff that stops us from getting places, then we can just use a Mimicry to grab like an extender, like Strangle, like Fuzzy, like Raider's Wing, like whatever we want. And that's pretty cool.
All right, they're thinking. It feels like every game 3 has come down to slow disconnect.
Oh yeah, this is a cursed recording session.
That's all good. This will be the last one. We did what we could with the cards we had, although we only got to do like fullish combo once, and we learned something cool about SP.
Yeah, not my best showing. It is what it is.
I can't wait till the day where we play someone doing the same kind of series I am, and they're just having long conversations about play lines, and then I see it.
What's important is that at the end of the day, the people in the good folks in the comments will be sure to let us know every single point where I misplayed.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I think you already answered it. I was gonna say before, but I spaced out for a second. It was like, why are we putting in Cosmic? Why do you like Cosmic? But yeah, you're right. All the field spells would lose pretty hard to that.
Yeah, it's just something that's like between Veiler and Cosmic. I feel like Cosmic's just higher impact because like the field spells double as more than just searchers. They're also removal, right? Like
I love Raidraptor. Raidraptor is a favorite of mine.
Oh yeah, I love Raidraptor. I've played my fair share of Scarecrow. I love that thing. Oh,
I was on that. There was like a goofy deck played at Nats. It was like, what the hell was it? It was like a Cyverse pile where they just pretty much made Lambda Gamma.
Oh yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, it was funny. I liked it. And it was a Scareclaw deck. So it would like end on like a trap card, Gamma with Lambda. And yeah, I was playing like a not Trickster. What the fuck is the first card? A Trap Tricks engine. So I like had other kind of weird level 4 things.
Oh
There's more ways to turn on, what's it called? Like Parallel Exceed. It was neat.
Yeah, that sounds sick.
It was all right. And Gamma went to 1, so now it's not worth the commitment.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, and what's his name is banned, right? Circular?
Circular, yeah.
It's hard to keep track of all these new formats.
Cool. Tell me about it. Before that go too quick. These set releases, they're changing the meta too fast.
If they make set releases where the cards are shit, then the set state, then the cards, what was going on? All right, so if the cards in the set are shit and no one wants to play them, the format doesn't change until they ban it, and then all this stuff that was unplayable becomes good. I feel like that's what's been happening. All the sets are becoming good after all the stores have dumped their product.
I can't see that, but at the same time, stuff like Phantom Nightmare, stuff like Age of Overlord, they're just making an immediate impact, right? I could go for a stinker where it's not becoming good crazy later down the line.
I don't know. I'd rather every deck get more broken than get sets that are boring. But
I guess
nothing's going to be quite as good as the overpowered stuff we have right this second. All right, I'm going to guess that our opponent is gone. So I think we can just call it, and we'll just head back to the deck list and discuss things that did not come up.
Maybe, who knows?
Back to deck list. All right, let's see. Anything here not come up that's worth discussing? I think we discussed a lot of it early on. So I feel like you were telling me this. It was I was getting overloaded. So one more time. When do we put this on going second?
So yeah, this card comes up a lot going second. We didn't really get to show it off today. We didn't really draw either it or Thrust. Thrust is usually how you access it. This comes up a lot more in the blind second build that I've been working on. But basically, what you can do is this basically against a player that knows your deck, they are not going to fall for bait like using like negating or force Strix or something, right? They are going to let you go off until you reach a Raider's Knight because they know if they can keep you off Brave Strix, you cannot do anything threatening to them. Keeping you off Brave Strix keeps you off of Arsenal. It keeps you off of Ultimate Falcon. It keeps you off Rise of Rebellion Falcon. It keeps you off everything of worth, right? So what they'll do is they'll wait for you to commit to Raider's Knight. You activate Raider's Knight, failure to negate it or destroy it, and you're like, oh no, whatever will I do? Thrust, 7th Ascension. Raptors force a random 4 into combo anyway. And it really is the difference maker a lot of time going second. Every single time I have drawn this card and had the gas to make a rank 4, I have won the game. It's incredible.
All right, cool. Trying to think of anything else that's worth talking about. So this is just the target for Shifter, so everyone should go check out your video for that.
Yeah, to briefly go over why Pain Lanius is good into Shifter. Basically, when you get Shifter, you want to make any way to 2 rank 4 monsters still makes a towers. You still make a 5,300 towers and a board pipe. And the Shifter decks right now are like stuff like Vanquished Soul, it's stuff like Fluoteries, and stuff like Kashtira. None of them can really deal with a 5,300 unaffected monster. So like once you stick that, you basically win. It's okay to throw away basically all your resources trying to make a rank 4, if trying to make a rank 13, because it's going to win you the game. So Pain Lanius is important because it means that Noir Lanius is half of that Falcon. Because the reason Noir Lanius can search Pain Lanius summons itself as a 4, that's a rank. Notably, people will think like, oh, why don't you just use Pain Lanius anyway to make Raider's Knight? Short answer, you can't. Long answer, you can't because Pain Lanius has a clause on it where it can only be used for the exclusive summon of a Winged Beast, and Raider's Knight is a warrior, which is why Imperm on Raider's Knight is such a pain in the ass. Even though you have ways to hard summon Brave Strix, having that warrior on field turns off a lot of the ways to do. That's just a quick breakdown of why Raider's is very.
Gotcha. Makes sense. All right, I think we covered everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, cool. Everyone, once again, make sure you go check out Daimax on YouTube, where there's been a couple videos. I'm over-exaggerated with 6, 2, 3 on Raidraptors, and I'm sure there'll be more. As you said, you have a going second list in the works.
Yes, I do. I've been flapping out, jamming like basically nothing but that on DB Ladder, which, if you know me, that's a monumental statement already. I hate DB Ladder. I've been stomaching it. I've been grinding. I've been reaching. I've been on crazy win streaks on that deck. Once I get to an ELO where I feel really good about it, I'm going to post a video about that.
All right, cool. All right. And once again, everybody hit the like, subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time. All right. Adios.